Hey Tiger, so looking at this one right now, this is your first 55, and I'm going to go through it fast. You did quite well there. Now I'm going to do it slow-mo for you to see. Now I think as you saw, let me zip it up there a little bit. Oh, there you are. Your arms, you can see your arms there. You're still kind of hinging at the elbow. Not totally, but I think part of that has to do with your shoulders can be looser, and as you said, driving from the elbows. Right, in your hand, if you can see your hand dipping down there um, below versus, let's see if I can do this, versus being, oh, actually you'd like it a little higher, right about there. Um, Actually, if you watch Kevin's hands, he's got pretty nice hands here, but the one thing I did want to point out is your heel recovery is better. It's still a little high. You can see that knee, it's flipping up there a little bit. You get it recovered there, and I think you're driving down well and getting that push off for your stride. But I think something for you still to work on. If you look at that heel recovery, it's instead of, let's see if I can do this again. Oops. Instead of driving straight up, oh, where are you? Um, let's do that. Instead of driving straight up, oh, it's not letting me do it. There we go. Hang on. So instead of driving, stop. We're straight up like that. If you watch, it's still kind of flipping over that way. But it's better. I mean, I think it's definitely better, and it's shown in your speed. You beat Kevin in this one, and you look nice and relaxed. It's just your hands and your arms and these feet, I think, are something that you can continue to work on. Okay, Tiger, so this is your second 55. On this one, again, you're looking good. It looks like your stride, the first couple steps on your left side, is still a little short, but overall it looks like it's much, much, much better. So I'm actually going to take you back here to the start in slow-mo. Ooh, there you go. See, that stride is nice, and you're right with here with Kevin, but I want you to look at, pause, look at his arms as he's, let's see, we'll go back here. See how they're staying at 90 degrees, almost, not totally, but look where his hand crosses. His hand is right at his hip, right there. If you can see that right there. And then if we look at yours, your hand, let's show it right. Hang on. There it is. So your hand is crossing mid-thigh. His is about at his hip, and yours is mid-thigh. Well, actually, I guess in this shot it's not much different, but it seems like yours scoops lower than his does. And then you still have that kind of motion with the hand coming up that way instead of just keeping it at 90 degrees that whole time. So I think you saw that anyway, but and again, as I mentioned before, your heel recovery is better than it was. Definitely better than it was. How do I get rid of those? Clear. There we go. Oh, clear. I don't know how to get rid of that. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, I think you can see, and you really ran a nice race here. Your stride's good. You finished neck and neck with him. I don't know how to get rid of that, so unfortunately that's kind of stuck there. All right, undo. Yeah, well, anyway, we'll leave it at that for that one. Okay, Tiger, this is your the 55 you ran by yourself. I'm trying to make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Same things that we talked about your hands, your arms, but your heel recovery, again, it can be better, I think. But in general, you're running with a lot more power there than you had before. It seems like you're covering more ground because of the ability to have it drive you forward and lengthen your stride because of that. So you're getting that heel again. I think it could be more straight. and then really drive, yeah, so let me get an arrow here, I'm going to lose it, but so more heel recovery up there, and then driving that leg down and back. So the knee's maybe a little bit higher, but it looks better than it did before. It looks like you're running with more power now, and I think that showed in the time, in the way you're running. You know, if you compare to Kevin. Nice job. Okay, Tiger, this is the 110 you ran. You really ran really well. If you look at it, you were ahead of Kevin up until you had to avoid the drain, as you said, and then that kind of threw you off a little bit. So that's nice. Let's look at it fast, and then I'll slow it down and get it closer. Here you go. So now let's slow-mo it and get it a little bit bigger. So one thing I want you to see is right there, look at Kevin's arms as he's going. Nice, 90 degrees, straight through. Look where his arm crosses right there at his hip. And then it's still staying there basically 90 degrees the whole time. Whereas if you look at your arm, you know, you're still bending at the elbow. So your shoulders are kind of pinned, and your elbow is still kind of the thing that's moving. Or both of them are moving actually, which is, you know, again, unnecessary motion, which again means you're just going to get faster as you get good at this and focus on driving those elbows, really keeping those arms at 90 and loose, have his shoulders moving. So, and I think the punch analogy, as you said, will help moving forward. Your heel recovery actually looks, you know, again, it's much better than it was. I still think you can get it better, but you're getting your heel under there, and it's still a little, your knee's not totally forward, right? I think based on that video we had watched, they wanted it more kind of up there, or kind of that angle, with the foot there. So you still have it, it's not straight down like it was, but it's better. And part of that might be your left hip too. So, now I'm stuck with these things again. Well, anyway, let me clear that. And but again, overall, I think, you know, your stride is looking nice. I think the work on your leg from physical therapy is absolutely helping. So as you continue to clean up your arms, and then even get better at your heel recovery, so it's not, you can see here, it's still kind of doing that motion up around versus pulling, where is it? Versus pulling kind of straight back. I don't know that it'll ever be perfectly straight because but a little bit more, you know, something for you to still focus on and work on, you know, certainly when you're running here, when you're running on your own. You know, I think really for your arms and your heel recovery, that's going to get cemented if you're working on your own, you know, in the mornings, maybe before practice, or a little bit before, a little after, you know, running slow, running faster, just getting a feel for it. So, but all in all, again, I'll let this kind of play out here. Until you hit that drain, you were hanging with him, and certainly for the first 55 yards, you were ahead of him, which is significant. I think that's significant improvement on your part. So great job. So Tiger, this was your first 10, the 125 you ran. I'm going to run it fast for you and then slow, but it was beautiful. You know, really, really nice. So now let's go slow-mo. So very nice first step. And your second one, as you said, first step, and then your second one's further than it's ever been, I think. I think your hips are still going to get better. Beautiful angle down with your body. Your arms are still, as you noticed, right? So that's something that I think it's still in your habit, so something to really focus on. The other thing I want you to see, and that was great on this, is you took 7 steps. So you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Tiger, if you take a look at this one, this is the 144 that you ran. Really only two things, I mean, I think the arms is still something to look at and such, but this was 7.5 to 8 steps, and your second step looked short again, so I'll do it fast and then slow. and you kind of popped up. So let's look at it in slow-mo. So look at that second step. First one might not have been as long. Second one kind of drops right there, a little bit short again. Actually, you didn't pop up right away. I think it's more the steps. You kind of come up there, but if you look at the steps, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. All right, so Tiger, so quickly, this is the last 10 you ran. This was a 1.25 as well. Very nice, and we'll slow it down. You'll see it's 7 steps again. So, really nice start. Arms, certainly are something to still work on. I think you're seeing that all over the place. Your first step is great. Your second one's still a little short. You can see right there. But still nice drive. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.